Welcome to the Sundial, Guardian. The Red Legion seek to wipe away all of our accomplishments and replace them with their own. Reteach them the failures of their past. The Scion you see before you keeps this fraudulent time stream open. You have your target. Hunt and cut down any obstruction. The Red Legion are chasing a future that should never come to pass. Their meddling has unraveled the threads of time on Mercury. This catastrophe will not remain contained for long. Consider what you see as an alternate reality that has not yet come to pass. The Red Legion work to solidify this reality. Show them again how easily their work can be swept away. The mechanisms of the Sundial are precise, intricate. In altering the past and the future, the Cabal have used it like a bludgeon. I did not intend this. Red Legion Scions have co-opted the Sundial for their nefarious purposes. I have often wondered who truly mans the helm of the Red Legion's ship. The Cabal, or their so-called conquered Scions? This is where your work begins. Gain access to the Sundial. Acquaint yourself with the timelines the Red Legion have wished into existence. Their ambitions should alarm you. Fractured and leaderless as they are, I do not know how the Red Legion conceived such a clever plan. Have these Scions united them? Acclimate yourself, Guardian. You have faced horrors before. You have torn the Legion down and seen their banners break. Do it again. Steady. Focused. Onward. Guardian, time has been split open by the Red Legion. Move quickly and root out these interlopers before their plans reach permanence. The Red Legion is using the Sundial to bend history to their whims. Their actions cannot go unchecked. Do you know the Oxa machine, Guardian? Scions are adept at overcoming the restraints of linear time. The Sundial is a dangerous tool in their gnarled hands. Take it back. Temporal integration successful, Guardian. I've oriented you precisely within the intersection of our timeline and the one the Legion attempts to set in motion. It now falls to you to collapse this budding reality. Guardian, the broken ranks of the Red Legion mean to reverse their fortunes. They've seized the Sundial to write themselves a new history. See that they fail. I built this machine to right my own wrongs. My actions had unintended implications once the Sundial was co-opted by the Cabal. The Red Legion disliked the hand they were dealt. Unfortunately for them, history is written by the victor. I intend the victor to be you. The Red Legion jealously guard the Sundial. It is their only hope for changing their fate. You must open the way to their new timelines and destroy them. The Cabal are using the Sundial to rewind their fate. To rewrite their defeat as a victory. You must punish their ambition. Input correction failure. We've exceeded safety limits. Any feelings of nausea will subside momentarily. Push forward into the Sundial. We have much to reclaim. The Sundial awaits you, Guardian. Normally I suggest treading lightly through the halls of time, but we cannot hesitate. Foil the Cabal's scheme. Leave only destruction in your wake. Go forth, Titan. You will need all your strength to break through the ranks of the Cabal and reach the Sundial. There is no time for indecision. Go, Titan. Crash the gates. Be the battering ram your line so likes to exemplify. Ah, the long-awaited arrival. Idle hands do not become you, Titan. Make us a path to the Sundial. Titan, the Cabal stand in our way. I've placed you at the tip of the spear. Skewer them. Bring all your hidden secrets to bear in this fight, Warlock. We will need them. Be ready, Warlock. The Cabal will make every effort to keep you away from the Sundial and out of their plans. Bring all your cunning to this fight. Would you have done things differently, Warlock? Have you never tested the limits of your knowledge and been left with unwanted consequences? Bring your attention to the task at hand, and we will fix this together. You know the intricacies of time cannot be unwound without consequence, Warlock. The Cabal must be stopped. Step lightly, Hunter. You must cut your way to the Sundial with the quick, sure-footedness of your kind. If worldly peril isn't enough to motivate your sensibilities, Hunter, imagine each Cabal has a price on their head. Welcome, Hunter. I trust your aim will prove inescapable for our unwanted guests. This is Mercury's past, re-envisioned. The Cabal wish to destroy the Infinite Forest. Its many realities are a threat to their ideal future. You must keep them out, Guardian. They're sealing the forest. No. Utilize their arc charges, overload their containment systems. Guardian, their plans cannot be allowed to progress. I can only speculate about the Red Legion's true intentions. But I fear they see the Infinite Forest as a threat. They hope to destroy it. You cannot allow them, Guardian. I am not finished with it. As tempting as it would be to watch the Infinite Forest burn, it's too monumental a shift for our timeline to withstand. Turn their precious arc charges against them and end this. To seal shut the passage into the forest would breed far more harm than good. Relieve these Cabal of their high aspirations. The Red Legion, the Vex, each wish for total domination. One cannot abide the other. For this reason, the Legion seeks to destroy the Infinite Forest. You must stop them. There are secrets still to be uncovered in the forest. I cannot allow it to be sealed. Not yet. The Cabal have chased the Traveler from the sky, and now I believe they seek to collapse the Infinite Forest. With the forest closed to us, we will have little hope of stopping them. No Traveler hangs in this Mercurian sky, but I can feel the presence of its light. What have they done? 1,000,000 branches are cast out before them, and they choose to see each split into 1,000,000 more. With the forest under Cabal control, they will create more realities. It will continue on and on until one connects to the end they desire. Best to end this endeavor before it begins, Guardian. A future without the Vex is a good future for humanity. But to simply trade the Vex for the Cabal, there is no gain. Even when the Red Legion's goals overlap with ours, we cannot align with them. I have overseen too many useful experiments in the Infinite Forest to lose such an important testing ground. You've done well to ensure it remains open. I wonder where this timeline would have led. The resurrection of Dominus Gaul? The reinstatement of the exiled Emperor? I cannot say for certain. The Infinite Forest is itself a threat. But allowing the Cabal to destroy it would alter the future in ways even I am unable to predict. Stopping them was our only option. I have always questioned the Traveler, but to see an empty sky, I wasn't prepared. There is no future without the Infinite Forest. The Legion's tampering has left this timeline fraught with inconsistencies. If you hadn't forced its collapse, they would have caused permanent damage. Well done. To rewrite history is to rewrite the future. And the Red Legion want that more than anything. A world where the Red War was humanity's end, instead of a new beginning. Their shields could not keep you out. These will not be the last barricades to impede you, nor will they be the last to shatter against your advance. Press on, Guardian. The Infinite Forest is preserved. For now. I wish to decide the fate of those endless passages myself. We have not yet reached the end of its usefulness. Sealing the infinite forest could have drawn unwanted attention from within the Vex network. Your efforts have stymied another front from supplanting our focus. You seem to have a knack for averting crisis, Guardian. If the Traveler fled the system, there is a chance that the darkness would ignore our region of the galaxy entirely. It would sacrifice our second awakening, our ability to wield the light, but potentially continue our golden age. There are too many variables at risk, but it's a variant path worth investigating in the Infinite Forest. They are collecting the Traveler's light. Have they learned nothing from Gaul's failed attempts at greatness? Show them how to wield it. The Traveler mutilated. Mercury a desolate war zone. This is the bleak future the Cabal wants for all of us. We do not know what has become of humanity here. I hope we will not find out. The Legion still commands their share of heavy armament, it would seem. Sagira, route us into their target acquisition and guidance frameworks. Guardian, bring the sky down upon them. By the time I left the city, many believed my practices to be sacrilege. But my methods have prevented countless futures not unlike the one you walk now. When it is laid out before you, would you not sacrifice anything to see this future shut? The Cabal have bled the Traveler of Light and reshaped it into a weapon. This should infuriate you, Guardian. And you should turn that fury into fire. I have seen this play out. I watched as they ground the Traveler into pulp and froth. Guzzled it down in a vain attempt to gain power. You've entertained the rotund Emperor. Would he not do the same to you? Is he so different from the Legion? The Cabal treat the light as a resource to be spent, consumed in the furnace of their gluttonous conquest. It is no surprise Gaul was rejected. The Traveler is no longer here, Guardian. But you still wield the light. Be its agent of retribution. Warmongers. The Red Legion knows no other way. This is the product of their dogged conquest. See what they have wrought, and tear it asunder. The Cabal have repurposed the Traveler as a weapon, as they do with all things. There is no safe city in this future. Nothing to revive, nothing to rebuild. There are many terrible futures, but I have not grown numb to seeing them. The future the Cabal wish for is a nightmare for humanity. Despite the preservation of their forces in this reality, I hear no mention of Gaul within their communication channels. The Flayers sought to win the Red War, yes, but also to usurp the Legion's leadership. To what end? Under the Cabal, what would become of us? Would they destroy us? Or conquer and keep us, as they did to the Scions so long ago? See that we don't find out. Sagira and I have met every Red Legion simulation devised by the Vex, but even they never considered Gaul's forces would advance without opposition. Witness the wake of their victory. No cost is too great to avert this end. This is the future the Red Legion want. Destruction, brutality, annihilation. Do they realize this timeline may lead to pure nothingness? Callus does, I'm sure. But he welcomes it with open arms. I have intercepted a transmission from the Red Legion's closed channel. There appears to be confusion in regards to who is determining firing solutions for their orbital cannon. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Guardian? This battered Mercury is a blueprint for our system. Lightless, bowed, and nothing more than fuel for an endless war. It must never come to pass. The light they have collected here is but a remnant of the whole. Information is scattered throughout various signals, but they have offered the bulk of their prize to Callus. The Legion may be attempting to buy their way back into the Empire. Interesting. I know this reality is only one path, but I cannot help but feel a sense of justice seeing it erased. The Traveler has fled from the Cabal, and I believe they hope to use Vex technology to find it. It will not function well in their clumsy hands, but we must stop them all the same. Do you see the sky, Guardian? The Traveler is gone. And I believe it has hidden itself for good reason. The Cabal would stop at nothing to find it. You must stop them. The Traveler has abandoned Mercury. There stands the possibility that it would never cross paths with humanity. You, I, and all we've worked for would cease to exist. Call the Legion and force this reality shut. Erase this history, Guardian. The Red Legion will use it as a pathway to their ideal future. The Traveler in pieces, humanity doomed. If the Red Legion's flares tap into the Vex network, there is no telling what probabilities they could bring to the fore. Take those access points before they do. The Traveler has hidden itself in this timeline. I believe the Cabal wish to find it. The plates here are a link to the Vex network, and the Red Legion will try to access the secrets within. That is, if you do not stop them. I'm detecting intrusions into the Vex network. These are my bypass signatures. They're using my Sundial to access the forest. Break their integration attempts. I have broken various Vex systems and subroutines, but the invasive program I'm reading within the network here is different, erratic. It's a shifting code rooted directly in the minds of the counselors here. Sever the ties. The sky is empty. If the Traveler left Mercury, we must consider the prospect that it would one day abandon Earth. In this timeline, the Cabal have recreated Mercury's past in their own image. Even the Traveler has fled. We cannot allow the Cabal to find it. The Traveler has run from this place. From the Cabal. I think they're searching for it. Guardian, do you see the Traveler? Neither do I. These scions pursue something beyond simply changing the course of a war. Whatever they are attempting to access, lock them out. It takes a subtle hand to rewrite history. And there is nothing subtle about the Cabal. Why did the Traveler flee? What did it see in the ugly intentions of the Cabal? Its own demise, perhaps. And us along with it. The Cabal have always sought Vex technology. It is only logical that the forest would draw the Legion's interests eventually. I should have foreseen this. For years in the forest, I chased the horizons of Mercury. I had hoped to touch the ancient wisdom of the Traveler, but it did not know me. As I approached, it drifted ever farther from my grasp. But here, to look up and see nothing, this must be how the Fallen felt. If the Red Legion had succeeded, this timeline would be the trailhead to a world hand-shaped by the Cabal. Endless war, brutal technology, perversion of the light. You have dashed their hopes of reshaping the past. If we navigate these timelines correctly, we will preserve the present and keep the Traveler in our skies. The Legion pulled time apart with no consideration for the damage they cause. For all they know, they've undone themselves. If only we were so lucky. Without its leader, does the Red Legion remain united under a shared purpose? Or has the deposed Emperor slipped his followers into their ranks? The Scions appear to have been forging a back channel into the Vex network. They're searching for a universal access protocol. The Legion's goal here, multifaceted, or at least they were. Petabytes of encrypted data were being streamed out towards a multitude of distant star clusters. They're calling out to other legions, offering Vex technology. Thanks to you, this legion will remain isolated. The Scion Flayers do not perceive time as you and I do, Guardian. It is not linear to them. This is their strength and our limitation. Be aware of it. I have seen a far future with this Scion at its center. It is a bleak place. Do you know what a mind prison is, Guardian? Ask the Emperor about his nightmare realm. You have accomplished a great feat here, Guardian. This Scion would have done much worse than reverse the outcome of the Red War. The people of this system will not realize the extent of what you've done. That is the bittersweet nature of our duty. Our success is often invisible. Our failure would be catastrophic. Where were the Scion Flayers during the Red War? Imprisoned? In hiding? It is worth investigating. But the Sundial has drawn them out, and we must drive them back. The Scion Flayers will not stop unless we stop them. If we do not pull them out at the root, they will sprout up elsewhere and poison everything in reach. Steel yourself. Remember what is at stake. Everything, Guardian. Everything. Mercury is a dangerous place, and yet for me it has been a space of learning. A library. I was not prepared to feel so protective of such a vicious place. That Scion would have seen all of humanity enslaved under its banner. The Traveler as we know it would be nothing but a myth. Thank you, Guardian. The Flayers are not ordinary Scions. Even one is a formidable enemy. You must bring all your guile to this fight. Careful, Guardian. Your foe will fill your path with obstacles and evade you at the last moment. You must not let this discourage you. Watch your step here. The Scions are owned by the Cabal, but not dictated by them. Brute force is not their method. They think in more intricate patterns. We believe the Red Legion have no leader. I think we should question our intelligence. Something has united them, or else we would not be here. You won this battle. Together, I believe we can win the war. I have seen that future, Guardian. I have heard that Cabal legions cannot return to the fold until their conquest has been ratified. I don't know if this remains true for the Red Legion, but if it does, slay the Scion and make this system their prison. One final obstacle, Guardian. Crush this Flayer and break the Legion's hold here. Collapse this existence. Whatever plans they had are rubble now. I will see what intentions I can decipher from the ruins. Well fought. This line is shut, but there are still free radicals within the Sundial's system. Sagira will maintain the open keyhole until you return. Good work, Guardian. This path has been walked before. I remember sitting in a sea of stars soaked in meditation. I reached out and chose a tiny gleam of light that ruptured and bled. It burned away each atom of my being as the light ran, scorching a trail into my skin. It was but one fate set in motion, one that I was certain could not be brought to finality. Each time I traced that line in my mind, attempted to follow its probability to its logical end, it faded. Each time, until now. There are omens I have ignored in my haste to pursue my own agendas. This experience has brought clarity, Guardian. You have my thanks.